They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but when those pictures are created by children, we don't expect violence and chaos to be the words they convey. And yet, a child's experience of the devastation of war was the subject of a recent art exhibit that took place in Vancouver from March 9 to 15th, titled A Child's View from Gaza. Mr. Brian Campbell, the exhibit's Vancouver coordinator, explains.
Well, the exhibit is drawings done by children in Gaza in the months after the 3-week bombardment of Operation Cast Lead, when Israel bombed Gaza. So what you're looking at, what the exhibit was about, was their drawing, their putting forward how they lived through the horrors of that bombardment.
A Child's View from Gaza opened to receptive and diverse crowds in Vancouver and was well received by attending members of both the Jewish and Palestinian communities. Barbara Lubin, Executive Director of the Middle East Children's Alliance, spoke at the exhibit's Vancouver opening about programs that originated this project.
Ordinary women. They were mothers, most of them, and they were trained to go into schools, into homes, and to help teachers, mothers, fathers, help their children deal with what they had gone through. And another part of that project was an art project where everything was given out to the kids and they were helped to draw, or told that they should draw their experiences and what they saw and what they lived through.
The collection of drawings that became the exhibit were gathered together in May 2009 by a small group of women who toured Gaza after the 3-week bombardment. Well, we first heard about the exhibit when it was censored at the Oakland Children's Museum. And then the committee down there ran a major campaign, the Middle East Children's Alliance ran a major campaign, and that campaign resulted in it becoming very widely known. We showed the art in 8 different places in Vancouver. People were very moved by the art, you know, to see how children are responding, what they see, what they feel. And as Susan Johnson, who brought the art to North America, said, they're very honest in the impact of the horrors that they're feeling, and that's what you see in the art. But I think what people really identified with was what it must have felt like. People were putting themselves in the situation of the children that were there, and what they must be going through as this was happening all around them. What it allows people to see and understand, if they're open, is the human cost of these political positions. And yes, I think, and as Alice Walker says in her introduction to the book on the exhibit, it allows for a wave of empathy. It allows people to identify with the cost to the children. Because what you see in the drawings is sometimes you're seeing the sun. And there's also the knowledge that children are able to somehow be resilient enough to survive these experiences.
Barbara Lubin believes that despite the devastation the drawings depict, an exhibit like A Child's View from Gaza has the potential to challenge our preconceived notions about the possibility of lasting peace in the Middle East.
Jews and Arabs lived together for thousands of years in the Middle East, and they will again someday. And it's just a question of whether we're going to keep doing the work.
A Child's View from Gaza will be touring the rest of Canada for the next 8 months. To learn more about the exhibit, visit childsviewfromgaza.org, and you will be joining what author Alice Walker, one of the exhibit's supporters, calls a wave of empathy that, I quote, need never be stopped. This is Sonja Grgar reporting for Local Connection.